Welcome to the complete collection of Stephen Curry's greatest stories told by NBA players and legends. Thank you to everyone who mentioned I should do an episode on Stephen Curry. This one is for you. If there's a current or past player that you would like to see in the next episode, be sure to comment them down below as well. If you have missed any of the other episodes, there is a link in the description and in the top right corner. If you click on that link, you will find all the episodes within the series. Before the video begins, these videos take a long time to edit and produce, so I'd really appreciate if you guys could go down below and hit that like button. It just really supports the channel and gets more viewers on the videos. If you are new and you want to keep up to date with all the new episodes within the series, be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification button so you get notified every time a new episode is released. I won't keep you waiting. Without further ado, welcome to Stephen Curry's greatest stories told by NBA players and legends.
He's a great finisher. People don't give him credit because we see the half-court shots that he makes, but he's a great finisher with both hands. He takes contact well. So, I mean, this guy's phenomenal.
The shots that he makes is by far some of the toughest shots I've ever seen taken.
Wow. Let alone
Crossing,
made.
let alone made.
Exactly.
Does it mean as much to us as it does to them?
Absolutely.
And if that's the case, then losing is going to hurt.
Absolutely.
You know, to a point where you would look at how can I do things different.
He really is like that, and it's amazing to see a superstar who sacrifices, who doesn't care about nothing but the group.
This calmness in poise, and you have a serious problem on your hands. And so when I watch him play, that's what I see.
Curry gets the head because he's a champ, he's an MVP.
And at one point, Sean Livingston just stopped and was like, yo, like, I don't know if I ever seen anything like this.
But he's killing right now. He's just so dominant right now. You know, the things he's doing, he's bringing excitement to the game.
I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does, off the dribble or off the catch, off the ball. And, you know, he just creates so many different matchup problems for your defense, and you always have to be aware of him.
How do you slow him down?
The same way you slow me down. You can't.
Steph Curry, to me, is a player I've never seen before.
You said Steph Curry changed the face of basketball itself. That's what the game is, and that's kind of the Steph Curry effect. Talk to the...
Steph Curry is messing the game up. I'm on the internet now, I see a bunch of little kids dribbling, shooting 100-footers.
To get warm, to start the game.
But he's doing something for them. He's giving them a chance. I've played against the best, beat the best. I've only seen something like this one time. You know, growing up, you see big guards, Magic Johnson, Big O, guys like that. When I was playing, big guards, Jordan, Penny Hardaway, LeBron. This guy reminds me of, where's my thing at? This is what Steph Curry reminds me of when I see him. He reminds me of a cute little baby boy. I'm glad he's playing in this era, because if he played in our era, D-Wade, I would have had to touch him up.
Steph Curry over Shaq and made it anyway.
Shaq came out. Surprisingly so.
He's so little and so cute, and he just want to kiss him every time I see him. And, but he's killing right now. He's just so dominant right now. You know, the things he's doing, he's bringing excitement to the game. You know, Steph, it probably is the most influential player when it comes to little people.
Yes. Nobody running the lane. Everybody stopping at the three-point line.
Well, it's crazy. I mean, I coach AAU, like I coach the Twins, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's from the time they warm up, they're shooting it from like the out-of-bounds line instead of like hitting layups and everything, and that's literally the effect. And the whole team shoots threes now, you know what I mean? So that's kind of just the way the game is moved. So I understand, like you said, giving little people a chance is what Steph's doing and giving them hope. But at the same time, like you said, there's a reason why Steph is so great, because he makes a lot of them motherfucking shots he takes.
He makes a lot.
You know what I mean? A lot of other people don't make as many.
And I used to hate on him early on in his career, but he ain't gonna make that. But he kept proving me wrong. That's why he's my best player. And Steph is my favorite player because, again, this is something I've never seen before. And when he first came in, I hated on him.
Did you really?
I'm the guy that's sitting on the couch, and when he goes to the corner and he throws it up, no way that goes in. And it goes in. And then, you know, I wait, he ain't gonna make this one either. And then finally, he earned my respect, and he's my favorite player. I like being proved wrong.
Yeah.
So my message to these young cats, when I say something, prove me wrong.
Yeah, take it as a
Please
challenge.
prove me wrong.
Kobe, what do you think of when you watch Steph Curry?
I see a calmness about him. I see a calmness about him, and I think it's something that a lot of players don't understand. I think the fans, it's very hard for the fans to really understand what I'm saying, because most players don't get it. But there's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly.
What a move by Curry. He plays with a real chip on his shoulder. Curry for three. Got it again. He's feeling it. And Steph Curry has a dozen. Look at Steph Curry. He'll be guarded by Golden State. Had more shots moving in. Mid-range. Yes. Catching fire. Curry got it again.
Right? Because he's not up, he's not down. He's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there. And when a player has the skills and has trained himself to have the skills to be able to shoot, dribble, left, right, etc., and then you mix that with this calmness and poise, then you have a serious, serious problem on your hands. And so when I watch him play, that's what I see.
We've talked about this with a few guys. I think Drew most recently, right before the playoffs started, but with Steph in particular, Drew was just going on about how hard it is to guard him. So two guys specifically that have called you out as the best defensive player in the league. Steph, I think he did it recently, but I'm sure he said it before. We talked about the hot hand and what happens when he just starts going crazy and nothing, and no one. And Steph does it all. Steph did it last night. He does it all the time. Like, as the best defensive player in the league, what do you do, if anything, to try to throw them off of that? Or is there nothing you can do?
Everything. I literally try to do everything.
The things he even tries. The things he even
Never
tries. Yeah,
I'm like, bro, but
wouldn't
here's
even
the thing too.
consider it.
Oh, no, but basketball-wise, I'm like, he's putting this in the little kids' heads. Like, this is okay to try. No, it's not okay to try. Only he can do this. Only he does this. Nobody else. Step backs, hand in the face, getting fouled from 38 feet. Look, I don't know. You wouldn't. I feel like you would know better than I would.
I don't have that
when
range.
it comes to shooting and scoring.
I don't have that range though. It's insane.
Are there any moments that stand out to you in terms of just like shot making? Look, I mean, I know there's a ton, but like specific moments of like, what the fuck? I don't understand how this guy does what he does.
So the first time we saw a peak of it, like when I was in Denver and we played him in a series.
Can he do it in the playoffs at the Pepsi Center? And we're underway. After that, still looking, got it.
Oh, they ran that elevator play.
Left wide open. Sprints that we saw in practice the other day, wasn't it? It's Curry. Curry splits the double. And a soft touch for the bucket.
Come on.
Curry for three. Curry got the three off. Tie game! Steph Curry knocks it down.
Wow.
And he shot a shot in front of the bench. And the team, right in front of our bench, the whole team's going crazy, like close to him. And he lets the ball go and turns around and tells him to shut up. Ball's like midair. It's like not even close to the rim.
12-point lead for the Warriors at halftime. Jack gives it to Landry. Curry. Up, fake, slides by. Bucket in front of the Denver bench.
And the whole team went like, this is the opposing team was like, yo, I've never seen that before during the game in like that moment. But I'm such a competitor. I'm on the court. Like, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, that doesn't impress me. Like, that's just my competitive nature. But in practice one day, it's funny because in practice, we call us the bums, the scrubs. So the second unit, we will always beat them, right? So the majority of the time we got the best of them. It was like whether, Clay was just like, he was in and out of his zone. He was like, all right, I'll score a bunch now, or, I'm chilling right now, or Draymond. Them guys playing so many minutes, they were just trying to get a good 2-minute runs, 3-minute runs. But we win it most of the time. But this one day in practice, man, Steph went crazy. Like, he wasn't missing. And it was like, now we blaming the sub refs, or what we call them, the alternate refs that come in to help us out. Now we cursing them out because he can't miss. And then if he missed, to call foul. And I remember one time I got mad and like I forgot he was on my team and pushed him. He still made the shot. I mean, we played about 7 minutes, man, he had to have like 25 points, man. It was crazy. And at one point, Sean Livingston just stopped and was like, yo, like, I don't know if I ever seen anything like this. And I had to stop and was like, yo, that's different. Because when you're in the game playing with somebody that good, like, you're not really seeing how good they are because you locked in to do what you got to do. So you missing out on like greatness by playing with greatness. That's a funny thing. Because when I watched Steph this past season, I caught myself being a fan a few times.
Why do you think that your name is not brought up in conversations as like, you know, some of the top, you know, based on what you did in the league? Because you were dropping 50, 60, like Curry and them has been doing, but nobody really thinks about that. Do you think it's because they didn't watch, or you were in a market where people didn't see you, or you feel like your career was cut short because of injury?
The cut short part, but I think success, winning comes with, you know, so
you were putting up the numbers, but you weren't winning.
I wasn't winning, so it was still this. He has a lot of numbers, but there's no. So what ends up happening is, I said, I opened the market for the Currys, the Dames, the Westbrook style of that point guard being a dominant scorer, but Curry established it because he won. He won being a scoring guard first. And the fact that he won, it became, all right, this is not just a hybrid player. This is a point guard, and we're gonna put this point guard numbers up against passing numbers. Right. So now, you know, now someone like Steph, his numbers trumps in the scoring categories and all these categories over all these point guards who wasn't scoring, and they were just trying to get the team involved. So like I seen something today that said Curry is king of the turnaround. And I agree, even though I'm the guy who started it. The turnaround shot, walk away, the king of walk.
Okay.
Like,
shoot and just walk away.
Yeah.
His was you shot a turnaround before you knew it was going
But I
in.
did it a couple of times. So like, I started it, he mastered it. So he is the king of it.
He just takes off, runs down the floor.
Yeah, he's the king of it. Like, I gave the idea, but he took it to a whole nother level. So I can't put claim to something.
You can. You did it first.
I did it first, but he did it better. He did it a lot better.
And at a different time, too.
Like, I did it on game winners. He hasn't done it on game winners. He did it. He's done it throughout the game.
Curry, that's a challenge right there.
It ain't even no challenge.
Yeah, it is, because you got to do it on a game winner. It's one thing to do it in the course of the game and flow of the game, but to do it on a game winner, that's on another level.
But he's done it 100 times.
I get that, but on a game winner, that's on another level.
The fact that they were beating people and he was sitting down in third quarters, he never really had chances to do it for the game.
True.
I'll argue for him on that one. True. He was beating everybody's ass, so he didn't really have to.
Right.
But I think that's the reason that I get lost in the shuffle, is because when I was doing it, there was no real reference. Curry gets the head because he's a champ, he's an MVP. So because of the status came with it, that's where, but he opens it up for the Trae Youngs and everyone else too.
I got a close friend, Evan Turner was like my man. And when we played them in the Western Conference Finals, Evan was like, bro, I almost clapped when he made a shot. Like, I forgot I was playing against him. He was like, man, I had never seen nothing like that. Because they were up 18, I think either 3 or all 4 games. We swept them, but they were up 18 every single game. Like, nobody's gonna mention that. They were up 18 every game. And he was like, we knew it. Like, either Steph or Clay would make a shot, and they were like, oh shit, here it comes. And they just kept looking at the scoreboard, like, and he said Steph made 2 threes one time. He was like, damn, he good. But he was like, man, I had to catch myself, like, oh shit, I'm on the other team.
That sounds like the most Evan Turner thing ever, by the way.
Exactly.
How would you describe you and LeBron? Because it's evident when you're out there playing, there is a rivalry.
He's in the way of me getting another trophy, and I was in the way the last 3 years, and you battle it out. So beyond that, We're two totally different people, have a lot of different things going on. We're in different times in our careers and things like that. So I don't take it any further than that. Besides, the last 3 years I've tried to win a championship, and he's been on the other side.
Well, I mean, we don't talk, nothing like that, but we're respectful of each other's game, how each other approach the game, how each other are off the floor. You know, I think it's great. I've had an opportunity to speak to him a few times on the floor in the past.
Are you gonna give my point guard 3 hezzies? You gonna go here, here, and then here again? I'm like, damn. 3 hezzies? Give my point guard 3 hezzies though for the L. Real like
Bad boy.
What?
How under recruited he was, and you know, to be able to lead a Davidson squad like that into the tournament. And I actually got an opportunity to watch him 3 or 4 times in college. I drove up to Detroit to watch him in the tournament. I happened to be in Charlotte playing the Hornets, which was the Bobcats at the time, I believe, and got an opportunity to watch him there, and I just thought he was special.
Stephen Curry adjusts, puts 56 on the board, and impresses everybody, but more so, that man right there, LeBron James.
I thought he was a special kid. I'm very good at noticing talent, and I thought he was special then, and you know, obviously he is now still. You know, I think a lot of people don't understand how great his motor is. He never stops moving. His ball handling, his ability to shoot the ball off the dribble and off the catch, you know, is uncanny. I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does, off the dribble or off the catch, off the ball. And you know, he just creates so many different matchup problems for your defense, and you always have to be aware of them.
You know, it's always been a respect, a level of respect that's even beyond the game of basketball. The way I feel for Steph. Everybody counted him out this year. Everybody saying that, well, now that, you know, Clay is hurt, can Steph lead a team on his own? What is he going to be able to do? Can he carry a team on his own? Can he carry a team into the postseason? Can he keep a team afloat? He's done that and more. We get caught up in the record sometimes. We get caught up in, okay, who has the best record? And, you know, instead of just saying who had the best season that year. And Steph has had, in my opinion, the best season all year.
Where do you feel Steph kind of ranks in all of this? Where do you think his because people were questioning his legacy at the top of the season. Maybe he had to reprove his legacy. So where would you say, you being someone who's with him, close to him like that, where you could see him in the pantheon?
I don't know if there's ever been in the history of someone quieting doubters during All-Star weekend, but like you just felt his presence there. Like you knew Steph was there, and he was there in a major way. So, you know, I enjoyed that because, you know, he get quiet, and he been saying his piece, and I love that.
Right, with his game, I feel that too.
He been talking his game too.
Exactly.
I saw some quote that said, I don't have anything to prove. I got a lot left to accomplish, but nothing to prove. Like, come on, man, step me, the GOAT. Like, step. Yep. That's what he's saying right now, and I love that. Like, embody that. Where I see him at right now is a completely different place than I've ever seen. You know, it's like he know he's great. You know, like, and like the statement said, I don't have anything to prove. That's how he look every single day. Like, I don't have nothing to prove. I'm going to continue to show y'all that I am the GOAT, you know, that I am the best to ever do this. But I don't have anything to prove to y'all, and that's what he's showing me every single day. And you know, when you talk about the legacy, everybody questioned that in the beginning of this. People still question LeBron James' legacy. Like, I mean, if you're still questioning LeBron James' legacy, like you're looking for something to talk about. You're looking, you know, you're trying to get the clickbait and all. If you're still questioning LeBron James' legacy, it's the same with Steph. If you still want to question Steph's legacy, the people who question Steph's legacy, they don't have a legacy of their own.
I honestly believe, look, there's great shooters in the NBA. Steph may be the greatest shooter we've ever seen, and all this, there's been great shooters.
No, I know maybe. He's definitely.
Yeah? So talk about that. You think Steph is the greatest shooter
The greatest shooter we've ever seen, hands down.
Why do you feel that strongly about it? I agree with you. I just want your point.
Because the shots that he makes is by far some of the toughest shots I've ever seen taken.
Wow.
Let alone
crossing,
made.
let alone
Yeah,
made.
exactly.
Crossing over behind the back, just letting it go, turning around, just running the other way, and it's. Then ain't nothing else to be said. When I let this thing go, don't go for the rebound. We need to get back. And that's extreme. I mean, not only is it extreme confidence, but that's a talent, man. That's a talent and a half. His dad is obviously, arguably one of the top 15, 20, depending on what are you going by as shooters. But for him to make all of those shots off the dribble, pulling from half court, that shot he made against Oklahoma City 2 years ago,
Coming across half,
God,
it's ridiculous. Crazy.
There's always that debate on whether you hate losing more than you love winning, right? And I feel like, for me, losing just is the worst feeling in life at anything, whether it's cars, golf, basketball, whatever it is.
I hate losing. I mean, it's not even a question. But I mean, I have to respect losing because losing is a part of winning.
Yeah.
You know, you never just, win. You got to lose to win. Does it mean as much to us as it does to them?
Absolutely.
And if that's the case, then losing is going to hurt.
Absolutely.
To a point where you would look at, how can I do things different? How can I change? How can I make this team better? And that's the thing about a team, and you know this too, is that before you can look at someone else, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, because that's how things get started, and you got to be willing to change. And you got to have a sense of pride about yourself. It's not about the money. It's not about anything. It's more about the pride. And, the best players, whoever's playing the best is going to win.
Before we go, do you have a favorite player in today's NBA? Who do you love to watch the most?
A player, I like to watch the most is LeBron James.
There you go.
Really. But also Curry from Golden State. You've seen it. It's impossible. Somebody shoot like that. I have never seen anything like that in my life.
Well, see, now you know how people felt about you.
Well,
This is good. We have the comp right there.
That guy it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. You watch Curry.
No, he's
isn't that something
no doubt.
special? I don't care where he is. He just comes and gets it and just flicks it up there. And not but net. He doesn't know lucky bounces or nothing like that. It's amazing. I enjoy, and the thing about it, he's a very unselfish player, and he gets the ball to his teammates too. He gets a lot of assists and everything else. It's just, I'd say freak of nature. I've never seen that. I'll never think you will ever see anybody shoot like that again.
In all my travels, people come up to me and was like, man, what did it feel like in '94 for me, that 25-point fourth quarter versus, being in the zone? What's it like to be in your zone?
I'm sure my pupils are all huge, like looking around, like feeling a certain type of way. But it's one of the best feelings because you don't think about much. You're just looking for any bit of daylight. If the shot is not getting blocked, it's going in. And it's such a seamless flow to it from the time I plant to the time I release, and there's zero thought in that motion. And that's such a freeing feeling.
Being in that zone it can be demoralizing to the opponent, to whoever's guarding you. What are some of the things that your opponents have said when you're in that Stephen Curry zone?
In the moment, there's not much because either I'm doing some stupid dance on the way back and I'm out of earshot, so they can't say that to me. A lot of it is you'll get the ones, the layup lines, you're like, hey, don't be trying nothing crazy tonight. And like little stuff like that. I just like the dumbfounded stares when they have nothing to say. Those are the moments you live for.
Curry three. Got it! Curry puts it in again! That is almost unfair! He is not human.
Well, I think the beautiful thing about Steph Curry right now is he is the ultimate perspective when it comes to shooting.
Right.
I think maybe for a second, or I think anybody would maybe think for a second that they're, maybe I'm having a pretty good shooting season. I'm doing this or that. And then you just see the statistics that this guy is putting up on a consistent basis. And it's otherworldly. It is. I think the last 5 games, he's averaging over 9 threes made per game.
Yeah.
I had a stretch last year where I think in 3 games I made 24 or 25 threes. And I legitimately felt like everything I threw up was going in. I felt like I was throwing the ball into the Atlantic Ocean. Like I would never miss. And this guy's done it 10x. He's done 9 a game for 5 games straight. It's just one time in my career I've hit 10 threes. I think 4 of the last 5 games he's done it. It's just it's sickening. It's an absolute joke. I think you look at his numbers and he's, I believe at this point, surpassed his unanimous MVP season. I don't care. It's incredible what he's done. He needs to be in this MVP conversation because when you watch him play basketball, he is one of the few players in the NBA, when you watch him play, where it's very clear nobody else in the NBA can do what he's doing.
Steph is I never seen nobody like him. I told him last night, I said, when you play with force, I've never seen a player like you before. And he played with force tonight. And the stuff you hear about Steph as far as sacrificing and being selfless and caring about his teammates, caring about other people is real. It's not a fake. It's not a facade. He doesn't put on his mask or his suit every single day to come in here and fake in front of you guys. He really is like that. And it's amazing to see a superstar who sacrifices, who doesn't care about nothing but the group. And he obviously wants to play well. He obviously wants to show who he is because he's competitive, but it's all about the group. So when I asked him, like, yo, you want to work out? Some guys want to, keep it to themselves. But he's like, no, let's get some work in.
This entire segment is just to marvel about Steph Curry. You tried to guard this man. I cannot imagine.
Why are you coming at me like that, Adam?
Because Shaq wasn't going out there and hedging on Steph. So I just want to know, it couldn't have been fun. It had to be awful.
No. Fear. You have a little fear, and not from like you're scared of a guy, but just not knowing what he's going to do. When a guy is coming up, and obviously he has an amazing handle, but when a guy can shoot from anywhere on the floor, when he shoots from going left and he shoots going right, and then when he gives the ball up, he's even more deadly with his cuts, with his screening, with his ability to come off screens. I mean, he's just impossible to guard. So when I watch this guy, I watch him shoot shots, Candace, that I'm like, no, that's not a good shot. And it's like, but for Steph, that is a perfect shot. And so what I love about Steph is obviously all the highlights we see for him coming down, shooting these 50-footers. But what I love about him is his ability to give the ball up, the ability to play off the ball, his ability to pass the ball with both hands, and also his ability to go in there and, like we talked about, he's a great finisher. People don't give him credit because we see the half-court shots that he make, but he's a great finisher with both hands. He take contact well. So, I mean, this guy's phenomenal. Great player in the organization. Another great player come down that kind of overshadows your greatness. And Steph took a back seat, similar to what I did. And we kind of forgot about Steph Curry when Kevin Durant was there. And he goes through the injury last year. And now he's like, hello, two-time MVP is back. And he's back with, a level that we have never seen out of a two-time MVP. He may not get MVP this year, but this is definitely, for him, it's probably going to be one of his favorite seasons of his entire career when it's all said and done.
In the days that I played this game, I've never seen a guy, other than maybe a Reggie Miller, where you just didn't want him to touch the ball. But Steph has got the defense so extended, 35 feet away from the basket. The threat and the pressure that he puts on your defense night in and night out. At no time in history have we seen a player be able to extend a team defense like this guy. I mean, a guy that's 6'4". The pressure that he put on a team defense night in and night out, and it's unbelievable that they're going back to the finals again. That's unheard of. And how do you defend that?
Right.
And that's really what impressed me more, is that how he was able to come to the forefront in this series, and Kevin Durant not be there, and all the attention went to Steph. It reminds me of where the Warriors were 4 years ago.
What Steph can do that I can't, like that boy, he can shoot it from way, way, way out there and shoot it good. But at the same time, what Steph and I have in common is we were beating the freak athletes. Okay, we were beating the giants. And I got big respect for him for that. Now, the only thing that I was saying to you that I'll say here, the game today, it favors the point guards and the small players. The era that I won in, the rules were geared toward the bigger players. They changed the rules so the small man can dominate, okay? The rules were not set up for me as a small person to dominate, and that's the difference.
But do you see Steph Curry, can you say after 4 or 5 years that he's the best shooter that we've ever seen?
I don't know about that. Chris Mullin was pretty good.
How about Mark Price?
Yeah.
I mean,
I always thought he was
deep shooter. Curry's about one of the best.
It's no different than any gym you walk into. When you walk in there, all the kids are shooting three-pointers. If there's a three-point line, the kids are going to be out there. But I know the respect that Mark has for Steph, and he has as much as I do. And he had the honor of coaching him. Steph Curry is a great basketball player. Can you imagine the amount of time he's put in on a gym floor to perfect his skills and play the way he plays? Steph Curry is probably right now our best player. And what a champion.
Right now, from what I've seen, it's easy for me to say that he's the best that I've ever seen shoot. I've seen some great shooters. But, we have this conversation all the time about the generations, what we've seen, who's the best at their particular position or their skill. You guys know as well as I do, each year, the generation, when they change, the game changes. And so I really put him in a category all of his own, because the way he plays the game, being a point guard that can handle the way he handles the ball and the way he can shoot the ball and the way he shoots it. And I think right now people are watching Steph play, and so these young kids are now growing up, and he's setting the bar for those young kids at the point guard position.
How much fun is it now that the game is over to think about the matchup you have with Steph Curry?
Man, he can shoot that ball, can't he? Man, I felt like I was as close as you could get to him, but a lot of credit to Steph, man. He plays hard, plays the right way, but that's a good team win for us.
All that stuff he learned going to your camps as a kid.
Whatever. He learned that from Dale, from his dad, you know what I mean? But it's a really good team over there. I'm just happy we got up for this game.
When you even look at like Steph's three-point contest, I mean, he missed like the first 4 or 5 shots, and it was like nothing. And Conley had like 28 or 7. He just went on and made his two 3-point, like the green balls I had this year, and then made all of his 2-point balls, and then he made the last shot to win it. It was just like, I don't know. He just makes it easy. It makes it look so easy. I mean, honestly, as a fan of the game, it's like beautiful to watch. You enjoy watching them shoot the ball that way, and it's just, it's just very special. I mean, that's why those guys are so great.
How do you do that? Like, is that a thing you practice? Is that your hips? Is your core? Whatever. And he broke it down for me. He went through his exercises he does. But the big thing was, he says at the end of every workout, he actually practices those shots when he's the most tired. So he feels like when he's in a game and he's fresh, he can make those shots. But to do what he does, both those guys, is just, it's ridiculous.
And even the shot he made against OKC, I mean, who takes that? In a playoff series, like to win the series, and you just like so confidently take it. To me, I mean, confidence, I think, has to have a huge part in it as well. But I mean, to me, that was one of the most amazing shots I've seen in my life. When I saw it, I just like stood there and like staring at the TV, and I was like, wait, what just happened? Like, this isn't like normal. This doesn't just happen like that.
In many ways, Steph is our franchise. I think when people think of the Warriors, they think of Steph. We've got 4 All-Stars, and we've got tremendous talent and great players, an amazing PR guy in Raymond Ritter. But what people really think about is Steph Curry. That's the first thought. And I think he also embodies what we are about in terms of the style of play and the joy with which our players play the game. And everybody connects to Steph, fans out there, kids. When I was in Phoenix as a general manager, we were desperate to get Steph in the draft. And one of our thoughts in the front office was, all the little kids in the Valley in Phoenix are wearing Steve Nash jerseys, but we need the next player who can be that player who the kids are going to buy the jerseys of. And I kept envisioning these, Steph Curry Suns jerseys and all over Scottsdale and Phoenix, and he had something about him coming out of college that you knew, nobody knew he was going to be an MVP, but you could tell people would connect with him because he looks, like you or me, or he's just a normal-looking guy, and yet he's got this electric skill and an amazing personality, and so throw all that stuff together, and he's the face of the franchise.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Please feel free to hit that like button, it really supports the channel. Be sure to subscribe if you enjoy the video for more episodes just like this, and comment down below which player you would like to see next. Without further ado, here are 2 videos that you don't want to miss out on, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.